Or people who just randomly start cursing so much and are hanging out with the Groyper adjacent and embracing Islam. Maybe those people deserve lectures. I don't know. Well, listen.
People that embrace Islam deserve lectures. So, like, you need to get the call. You need the call if you embrace Islam.
There's always a big YouTube audience for that sort of crap. But let's be real. There's a massive online audience for pornography as well. People addicted to both deserve a bit of a lecture. But let's get back to the central issue. The point of the attacks on the Daily Wire is, of course, not just to attack the Daily Wire. It's to destroy traditional conservatism. That's the whole thing.
Someone should ask him to define traditional conservatism. You see here, people all see it, right? Sometimes I feel like I'm insane hearing this, but it just means Judeo-Christian values. Traditional conservatism has nothing to do with conservative values, family values, the teachings of Jesus. It's everything to do with the fact that he misses all the support for Israel. That's what it's, this undercover lingo, saying first world civilization, saying Western values, saying saying Republican, left and right. It's trickery to try to reassociate it, try to get Israel back on the side of the people they used to have on their pocket. Look at the response video, the reaction video. This is the end of Ben Shapiro, got double the views, reacting to his video. It's over. Look at you get view mogged right here. This is a great screenshot, actually. Let me go get this. Is just perfect example of it. You're done. It's over. Here is Ben Shapiro. All the haters can kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. I said an edgy word. Do you like me now?
Well, hello, everybody.
Hey, man.
Sometimes here on the Ben Shapiro Show, we cover the news, and sometimes we are the news here at the Daily Wire. Well, over the past few weeks, the Daily Wire, you might have noticed, has been the subject of a bunch of hit pieces, like a veritable cornucopia of hit pieces. There was one from the Washington Post, and there was one from Puck, and then finally, there was an especially ridiculous one from the stellar journalists at New York Magazine, who literally plagiarized their hit piece from the Washington Post. So much journalisming. High-level journalism. Well, this morning, that New York Magazine piece is lighting up the interwebs. It's lighting up X. Well, New York...
The interwebs. Bro, it is just holy... The
Magazine claims there was a time when Ben Shapiro could reasonably call himself the king of all conservative media. I don't remember that time, but it sounds cool. They said that's all over now. The Daily Wire is instituting significant layoffs. Ooh. Well, according to New York Magazine, the future of conservatism isn't traditional conservatism, like free markets, like equal rights before law, like checks and balances, like traditional virtue. That's done. The future, according to New York Magazine, is Nick Fuentes, confirmed Nazi stan and woman hater, and man who will never be able to get a human woman pregnant through natural means. Or Tucker Carlson, confirmed anti-capitalist and Muslim apologist and victim of demon scratching. Or maybe Candace Owens.
It is funny to hear him say he can't get a woman pregnant. And you remember when he's known for saying the guy, my wife's pussy's perfectly dry. Wet ass pussy. What's wrong with her pussy? It's wet. My wife's pussy, perfectly dry. I don't know what they're talking about. Wetter than a floor with a mop? Disgusting. Hers is dry as the Gaza Strip.
He confirmed slanderer of widows and connoisseur of French testicles. Or maybe Megyn Kelly, click whoring Grandma Groyper over there. Well, New York Magazine writes, quote, the collapse of the Daily Wire can be seen as a dire warning for traditional Republicans. There are two realities to Shapiro conservatism in 2026. It retains a significant foothold among Republican elites, and it is being fast rejected by the future grassroots of the parties. First of all, that's just wrong. By the polling data, the positions that we take here on the show are reflective of the broad majority of Republicans. That's just the reality. But I figured that we should address all of this head on. So it's true. The Daily Wire laid off some 13% of our workforce since the beginning of the year. And that really sucked. It was truly sad because all those people are great. And anytime, we're in business, anytime you lay people off as a business, that really sucks. It's tough. It's bad for them. It's bad for us. And I'm personally working to find other places of employ for as many of these people as I possibly can because everybody...
Where else are they going to work? In your bathroom? Or what now? What now? Matt Walsh, if you lose your job, what are you going to do? Are you going to be his designated Shabbos Goy? Are you going to turn his lights on and off for the studio? When they get rid of all the podcasts from Michael Knowles, and I'm working to find them employment. They can be janitors if they want. They can work in the sewers. There's plenty of places of employment. They can clean my toilets. Trust me, plenty of places.
Who we let go deserves a job somewhere else. They're great folks. But for our critics, this was all cause for a massive celebration. The joyful popping of the corks, or maybe in the case of Nick Fuentes, a victory celebration with Catboys and lubricant. And listen, we're honored by the attention. See, here's the thing. People only tend to write stories like this about major American institutions, right? Like Amazon dumps people, it's a big story, or the Washington Post dumps people, and that's a big story. And thank God, we are a major American institution. According to PodTrack, our podcast reach is 41 million people per month. We're ranked 6th globally. We have a total of 11 shows. Paramount, to take an example from that same chart, is ranked 4th globally. They have 145 shows. So on a per capita basis, we're killing it. We are responsible for the 2 most successful conservative documentaries in history, Matt Walsh's Am I Racist and What is a Woman? Just this week, Vice President Vance was quoting...
Funny, yeah, Matt Walsh did that whole documentary about Am I Racist? There's one race he didn't bring up in that doc. Black people, but he couldn't talk about,
are reporting in his fraud investigations, and our White House correspondent,
Someone said he's like Pinocchio, his eyebrows grow whenever he lies.
Margaret Olahan, is in the press room asking questions. See, here's the thing. There's no national media coverage. If a top Candace Owens producer and her manager quit, or if Megyn Kelly's YouTube account starts shedding tens of thousands of subscribers a month, or if Tucker Carlson's traffic is disproportionately drawn from Pakistan. We all have our fan base.
Ah, there you go. So Tucker Carlson has Pakistani viewers. That's the attack. You see? Trying to call Tucker Carlson a third worlder. Third worlder. From Pakistan. W Pakistan in the chat. I'm actually excited to go visit. I want to go see this place. But you see the undercover anti-Muslim rhetoric.
Those are all things that actually happen, by the way. But nobody really cares very much because, yeah, those people have significant audience numbers, but they don't have any real institutional influence. They are not institutions. That's not true.
Yeah, they might have a lot more viewers, but they don't own the government. They don't have institutional power. So he's saying like, yeah, I might be falling off completely, but all the politicians are still in my pocket. That's anti-Semitic to insinuate that I have control in the government. But that's his argument. Yes, Daily Wire's done, but I still control everything.
Of the Daily Wire. We're big enough that people care when we trip up. And of course, like any business, we have our ups, we have our downs. But as Mark Twain put it, the reports of our death are greatly exaggerated. But here's the thing. There's something else going on here. Something very clear going on here. The media left and the woke right, that'd be like Candace and Fuentes and Tucker and Megyn, all of them. Together, the new left, they are attempting to destroy traditional conservatism. That's the whole thing here. See,
traditional conservatism for him means Judeo-Christian values. That's the separation. That's why left-right is all a Shrek. He's just mad that conservatism does not include Israel anymore.
The Daily Wire is the largest traditional conservative media company in the digital space by like a ton, by leaps and bounds. We are multiple times the size of any of these others. We have lots of conversations on our platform between our various hosts about topics ranging from AI to the Middle East and Catholicism and Judaism and all of it. There's a lot of rich disagreement here at the Daily Wire. But in the end, what we stand for here at the Daily Wire is pretty simple. Truth and virtue and freedom. And that is what the new left, meaning the old left and the horseshoe right, would love to destroy. It's why the attacks have been coming fast and furious for weeks now. They want to destroy traditional conservatism. It is their goal in life. They want to destroy it for a couple of different reasons. The left for one reason, the woke right for another. In our supposed vulnerability, people from Nick Fuentes to Tucker, from Candace Owens to New York Magazine, from the Washington Post to Megyn Kelly, they see an opportunity to supplant traditional conservatism with a conspiratorial, grievance-addled, nutty version of populism. Or, in Megyn's case, just make some quick clicks and cash. It's a lucrative grift. It's a dangerous grift for America. So, why is this happening? Well, obviously, for the media left, we get it. We get it. For the media left, we get it. They're always happy to run this grift because they love a right that is crazy.
So yeah, now he's saying the Matrix attacked me. It's the Matrix. It's this new shift. The media is working together with the woke right. But it's really just coping and seething. So let me show you a perfect example of just how easily this is done. His whole thing for years has been politics, right? So he does this video on me last month, exposing SNEAKO and the anti-American manosphere, 58,000 views. 58,000 views. His whole thing is this. I'm a streamer. People don't see me as the political guy. I do a lot of different types of content. 58K exposing me. Ready for this? Look at the response video, the reaction video. This is the end of Ben Shapiro, got double the views. Reacting to his video. It's over. Look at you get view mogged right here. This is a great screenshot, actually. Let me go get this. Is just perfect example of it. You're done. It's over. You're done. You're finished. You've been financially ruined. You've been intellectually discombobulated. You're done. Wallahi, you're done. Ben Shapiro, got it. Funny screenshot right here. But that's the cope and see. They're working with the media, but they have no institutional power. I want to see more of these. It's obvious what he says. Once you understand that everything he says is real shilling, it all comes clear. Where is he?
They don't want a right that is characterized by normie beliefs. They want a right that's nuts. Because the easiest way to make AOC president in the 2028 election is to have that nutty lady run against a conservative movement that is focused on Brigitte Macron's testicles or demon attacks in the wilds of Maine, or why the Jews are responsible for your incurable gingivitis and horrific body odor. And
nobody who said the Jews make you smell bad. I mean, if anybody's a conspiracy theorist, it was the guy who said that there are no Epstein files, and then when they came out, he just said it was Steve Bannon's fault. Like, that's a conspiracy. Saying that the Epstein files don't exist is the real kooky nut job.
Inability to get a date. Now, as for the woke right, the new left, again, that would be Fuentes and Tucker and Candace and company. They're ecstatic about all of this for both business and political reasons. One, they're our competition. But second, they want to tear down traditional conservatism. Their whole goal is to cannibalize the traditional conservative audience. There are, by all available metrics, a hell of a lot more traditional conservatives and rational people in this country than nuts. But their goal is to gut the conservative movement and then turn it into a skin suit for their own perverse politics. That's the whole thing, which is why many of them are now coming out as Democrats. That unity is the thing. That unity is the thing. This is why Russia Today is the official outlet for the Kremlin, right? It is run by the Russian government, is retweeting Nick Fuentes' triumphalism today. Fuentes tweeted out,
again, he's doing the thing, oh, look, foreign influence is controlling the woke right. It's like, Ben, you can't be the guy to say that. No one
I won
seriously.
After that New York Magazine piece came out, that Fuentes won. Well, I don't know. Living in your basement and streaming for 8 hours a day while jacking off to the Cat Boys, it's a form of winning, I said. All right, I mean, whatever floats your boat, my dude. You might call the Russia Today Fuentes.
Chad, what's worse, October 7th or Ben Shapiro?
Get together, an online Molotov-Ribbentrop pact. Well, it's also why the Washington Post is happy to quote Candace Owens, the ranting bag lady of the internet, to explain that the Daily Wire's numbers are down. Again, that alliance between the left and the woke right is totally real, and it's active. This is why they are getting together to formulate stories. It is why they're repeating the same talking points. Now, Candace says that the Daily Wire's numbers are down because people don't want to be lectured. And this is the teenage point of view from Candace and Megyn and Tucker. They're all saying the same thing. They don't want to be lectured. Don't lecture me. Megyn tweeted in March 2026, "You're the coward, Ben, and your moral preening, priggish lectures and holier-than-thou judgments are the reason you are losing fans, and more than that, friends, at a record rate."
The Benacost?
All these people are on the same script. They're all on the same script. And also, because as people who traffic in crap for sweet, sweet lucre, they would love to be spared the lecture. They don't want to be lectured as they grift. So they're going to do the same thing that, a 13-year-old boy would do if caught doing naughty things on his iPad. They don't want to be lectured. Don't you lecture me. Well, it turns out sometimes in life, people need lectures in decency, in reason, and in truth. People who smear the wives of murdered men or cover for people who smear for the wives of murdered men. Those people deserve lectures. Maybe the people who revive Nazi propaganda. Maybe the people who have a weird interest in the non-existent testicles of the spouses of French politicians. Or maybe the people who make a cause with, actual Nazi stance. Maybe those people deserve lectures. Maybe the people who are repeating talking points from Hassan Piker and mimicking the propaganda of Vladimir Putin. Or people who just randomly start cursing so much and are hanging out with the Groyper adjacent and embracing Islam. Maybe those people deserve lectures. I don't know. Well,
people that embrace Islam deserve lectures. So, you need to get the call. You need the call if you embrace Islam.
There's always a big YouTube audience for that sort of crap. But let's be real. There's a massive online audience for pornography as well. People addicted to both deserve a bit of a lecture. But let's get back to the central issue. The point of the attacks on the Daily Wire is, of course, not just to attack the Daily Wire. It's to destroy traditional conservatism. That's the whole thing.
Someone should ask him to define traditional conservatism. You see here, people all see it, right? Sometimes I feel like I'm insane hearing this, but it just means Judeo-Christian values. Traditional conservatism has nothing to do with conservative values, family values, the teachings of Jesus. It's everything to do with the fact that he misses all the support for Israel. That's what it's this undercover lingo, saying first world civilization, saying Western values, saying saying Republican, left and right. It's trickery to try to reassociate it, try to get Israel back on the side of the people they used to have on their pocket.
The entire thing, all of it, every bit of it. That's the whole thing. The reason they are coming after the Daily Wire is because they want to come after you. They want to come after traditional conservatives who believe traditionally conservative things. It's no coincidence that at the same time, the Washington Post and New York Magazine and all the rest of these legacy left publications are attacking the Daily Wire. They're also writing strange new respect features on Nick Fuentes and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson. The left wants those people to win. By the way, they're not hiding it very well. New York Magazine's piece says, quote, like the Rockefeller Republican of yore, the Shapiro Republican could go extinct entirely. That's what they want, right? They want traditional normie Republicans to go away. It's what they want, and it's what they hope for.
Okay, before we finish the video, I did say I wasn't going to talk about this in the love speech community, but it's just a quick point. So the last stream 2 days ago, I said how I don't think it's, so Nick says he wants to collab, and I'm like, we can hang out, but my udders are dry. It's always with the camera. Can't we just hang out? Right now, I think doing a collab is just going to feed more division because there's all this separation in the woke right that Ben Shapiro is kvetching about. And so I don't want to feed into that. I don't want to feed into this idea. When people are waking up and then it's being subverted to saying, oh, you're low IQ anti-Semites, I don't think that helps. I like to see people wake up. Are they going to know everything about the USS Liberty, about the Talmud, about Greater Israel? Are they going to know everything immediately? No. But I want to encourage more people to learn about this. And so, when I see division and the attacks on Bilzerian and Shields, who are great friends of mine, I don't want to play into that. And they're saying, oh, you're sitting on the fence. It's not that I'm sitting on the fence. The greater conversation, the greater issue right now is fighting this propaganda. And what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about in a collab? What conversation is going to be had? I don't want to see attacks on people like Bilzerian and Shields. And so Nick responded and he said, okay, well, let's quit.
You had the courage to call out the...
I know it's better.
And most importantly, you had the courage to call out the incessant bullying of SNEAKO. You had the character to stand up for your...
It's funny. So someone donates $1,000, bro, $1,000, and saying he had a dream that you had the courage to call out the bullying of SNEAKO. You had the courage to stand up for your friend.
Anyone who said fuck SNEAKO SNEAKO or kill SNEAKO would be ambushed and humiliated.
Anybody who said fuck SNEAKO, SNEAKO would be humiliated. I had a dream that this donator saying I had a dream that you're going to be Christ-like and defend SNEAKO.
I'm not saying that anymore. I'm not saying that anymore. Thank you for the huge super chats. Yeah, well.
And then I saw like updates posted this, and then look at the chat, bro.
Like that?
Like 5 minutes straight, the entire thing is saying fuck SNEAKO. Look at that. Look at this chat. Look at this chat. So then how does this collab, like, is this a smart collab for me to do? I have never seen unity like, speaking of unity, I have never seen unity like this in any chat for any live streamer ever. 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 Every single chat is united on this. Bro, what?
Oh, no good deed goes unpunished, huh? Where's the fucking loyalty?
Yeah, loyal. Because I'm saying let's not collab right now. We can hang out, but let's collab when there's less division. Again, it's just, I don't want to get dragged into these stupid clip farms where people are like, after everything he's done for you. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my. Okay. What happened to you? I'm saying I want to unite on the greater issue. There's a conversation to be had. Ben Shapiro, when he sees the woke Reich imploding, they're happy. I am not going to let that narrative win. So, and I support Dan Bilzerian's campaign. I want him to win. I want him to defeat Randy Fine. Randy Fine is disgusting. You know, they're saying that he's a fat Jew. Dan Bilzerian went on TMZ and said he's a fat Jew. Randy Fine is saying disgusting, horrible things, and I want to see Dan Bilzerian win, and I fully support, fully endorse his campaign. I want to see, and I like Jake Shields' podcast. I was on his first podcast. It was me, Ian Carroll, and Jake Shields, and I think he did a really good job transitioning from MMA and making a show that's waking up people in the fight world and people like him. So I don't want to spread anything against him. And they're saying, okay, well, why did these attacks start? Anybody comparing it to the Tate situation? Like Tate, for example, he throws me under the bus. Everybody knows that he was wrong. Everybody knows that he's incorrect. And you saw what happened. People didn't stand up. People didn't say what was right. It's very clear that was incorrect. You see the situation now, and it's okay, why did this start? Dan Bilzerian starts an event called America First United. That's good. That's what I believe in that. I support that. Yeah, it should be America First United. So saying that like they attacked first, I don't even know if that's true. Is that what happened? Is that the case? And again, I think it's just it's feeding in too much to the drama. And this is going to be clipped. You're going to see people put whatever captions and whatever. That is a waste of our energy, and that is subverting the conversation. Not important right now. I'm focused on the greater goal. Don't say, no, chat, don't say fuck Nick. Now, you see what they're going to do? You guys are doing stupid things right now. You guys saying fuck Nick, they're going to clip that and say, look at love speech, look at what they're saying. That's why bro, don't say that stuff. Don't say that stuff. You are not helping. This is exactly, you saying fuck Nick is exactly what Ben Shapiro wants. Don't do that, bro.
And listen, maybe it will turn out that all these people...
Bro, the whole thing is love speech. It's love speech. Don't do that.
Who hate conservatism and what I consider to be traditional American principles, maybe they're right. Maybe it'll turn out that the future of the right, perverted by the algorithmic insanity of the internet, is sloppyism. You know, the Tucker-style grievance conspiracism, complete with the night-scratching demons. Or Candace Owens' usual brand of kookery. Or Nick Fuentes' transgressive Nazi cosplay. Or Theo Vaughn's man-child podcast illiteracy. Maybe that's where the right goes. Maybe
not even Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn is getting...
That's what comes next. Maybe that's all facilitated by the click whoring of the Megyn Kellys of the world. And justified by an appeal to audience numbers.
So someone said, crazy how you ignore how Dan and Jake started this. How did they start it? So what's the series of events? Dan and Jake start America First United. They start an event. They try to do something about it. And then people are saying that they're trying to take the movement. Is that the attack?
Because none of these people ever appeal to morality. They just point to their clicks. Maybe Idiocracy wasn't a satire. Maybe it was a prophetic documentary. But here's the thing from where I sit. That does not change one single thing for me. Not a single thing. See, here's the thing. I've been doing this since I was 17 years old. I started off when I was 17 years old writing a syndicated column on politics. I didn't do that because I wanted to get rich that way. That's not how you get rich. I got into politics because I cared about the truth, about saying things that I believe to be eternal and true, because I care about the ideas of conservatism. It's why I've done that for all these years.
And people are saying, Dan, they're not going to clip this. I told you, how many times did I say that I don't think he's a Fed? I don't think that. Bro, so frustrating. I said many times that maybe there's like a contrarian aspect. You've been alienated for so long, for so many years, canceled, and you've been the outsider, you've been the contrarian. Then the anti-Israel conversation starts becoming mainstream. You don't longer know how to react. You're like, wait, I was the outsider for so long, it's weird to adjust and be part of this mainstream conversation. So if you're used to that, that's going to be the state that you want to continue to exist in. That doesn't mean Fed, it's just people's natural propensity to stick to what they know.
I care about free markets, and I care about private property, and I care about equal rights before the law, and checks and balances, and the Constitution. I care about all of those things. I care about the America that the founders promised us, and the America that our parents and grandparents fought and worked for. And I'm not going to lie for cash. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tell you about the wonders of Moscow supermarkets or the glories of Sharia law in Qatar. I'm not going to pander for clicks by pretending that Erica Kirk might have been complicit in Charlie Kirk's murder, or that perverse and malicious questions about TPUSA's cover-up are somehow a bizarre form of investigative journalism. I'm not going to wink and nod.
This voice pisses me off. Why does he sound like Steiny? Hey, that's anti-Semitic.
At the transgressiveness of the Nazi incels, or chuckle along with people who pretend that a conspiratorial elite are the reason your life isn't everything that you want it to be.
That's, again, they keep saying this, like, I am not an anti-Semite, but they can't blame everything on the Jews.